morning, Year 2. It's Monday, the 8th of February, and it's time for our maths session again. And today we are doing some new learning. We are going to be looking at page 21 in your book, and we're going to be looking at fractions. Fractions. Oh, that does sound tricky, doesn't it? But it's not. I'm going to show you a way to do it super duper quick, okay? And have lots of fun while we're doing it. So, fractions. But before we do that, it's maths time. So that means Bob's here. And we're going to warm our bodies up with Bob and warm up our minds, okay? I have got a game for you to play today. And our game is on top marks. And it's called Helicopter Rescue. Helicopter Rescue. So if after you've watched this video you want to have a go, then you need to go and type in top marks and then helicopter rescue in a Google search and it will come up. So let's just click on this. Top marks, helicopter rescue. Here we are. This is what it should look like. Here's our helicopter rescue. Okay, and we're going to start with finding a direct number. Let's start with 1 to 10.
Find the number 5.
Find the number 5. Start easy and go harder. There he is being rescued. Oh, look, rescue Bob. Off he goes.
Find the number 2.
Find the number 2.
Find the number 7.
Find the number 7.
Find the number 3.
Find the number 3. Excellent. I think that is super duper easy. So we're going to make it a little bit harder. And we're going to look at finding a number in between two numbers. So let's go up to 20 for this one.
Find the number between 9 and 11.
Find the number between 9 and 11. 9 and 11. So there's 9 and there's 11. So the number in between is number 10.
Find the number between 12 and 14.
Find the number between 12 and 14. So there's 12, there's 14. The number in between is 13.
Find the number between 3 and 5.
Find the number between 3 and 5. There they are. What's the number in between? Number 4. Oh, come on. He needs rescuing.
Find the number between 17 and 19.
Find the number between 17 and 19. So here's 17 and here's 19. The number in between is 18. Excellent. Well done, Year 2. We're going to leave it there. We're going to go back to today's learning of fractions. Now we've got our brains active and ready to learn. We need to be on page 21. Okay? Here we are. And today our learning question says, can I begin to understand fractions? Now, begin is in another colour. And I've highlighted it in another colour because it's new learning. We have not taught fractions at school yet. So this is new learning that you are doing at home. We have not done this in school, okay? So we need to pay attention. You need to listen to your grown-ups as they help you. So what is a fraction? Do we know what is a fraction? So a fraction means that we're finding part of a whole. So the way I like to think of it is, if we think of a pizza, we all love pizza, a pizza is a whole pizza, okay? And we're looking at a part of it. just a part of it. So if Mrs. O'Keefe was to cut that pizza down the middle, I would have two parts of it, wouldn't I? I'd have a part for Mrs. O'Keefe and a part for Mrs. McNulty. Okay? So we're looking at a fraction means that we're finding a part of a whole. So the whole pizza, but a part of it. So in your books, you have some shapes. And we're going to be looking at finding a part of each whole shape. So I've got similar shapes on my board. And we're going to look at finding half of them. So there's my whole square, but I need to halve it. So I think I'd go for there. That's my half. Okay? And then with my pen, you might have some nice colours that you want to do this in. With my pen, I'm going to shade in. You'll have much more time than Mrs. O'Keefe. Shade in half. Am I going to shade in this side? No, we're not. We're not, because we're not finding the whole. We're finding half of each shape. If we were finding a whole shape, we would colour it all in. But we are finding half of a shape. So let's move on to our rectangle. Our rectangle. So Mrs. O'Keefe. Oh, let's see. Have I done half? Looks about right. Do you think? Oh, and I might change my colour. Let's go for green. Let's go for green. And Mrs. O'Keefe is going to shade in. It says here, half. So, very, very carefully with your shading. You're going to take much more time than Mrs. O'Keefe. You've got a lot more time to do this. Okay, so I've shaded in half of my square, half of my rectangle. And I've got another square here, and I've already shaded in half. But there's another way that we can find half, look. Whee, corner to corner, down we go. Is that two halves? I've got half there and half there. So let me get another colour. Oh, let's go blue now. And Mrs. O'Keefe is going to shade in her half blue. There we are. Excellent. Your shading will be much neater than Mrs. O'Keefe's. So on there, year two, all you need to do is shade in half of your shapes, and they're the same as what Mrs. O'Keefe's just done on the board. So we can do that one together, can't we? Let's move on. So it says here, remember, a half is one of two equal parts. Now, just like when we were looking at division and we were making sure that objects were shared equally, we're also making sure that we have an equal amount on each side when we're halving it, because if Mrs. O'Keefe did a line, oh, I'll tell you what, let me take this off. If Mrs. O'Keefe did a line here, are they equal? Have I got the same amount of shape on each bit? I haven't. No, so we need to make sure that they are equal. Okay. So moving on. It says here you need to cross out half of each set of objects. So we've got some watering cans, not wheelbarrows, sorry. And they are crossing out half. So I've got some sweets here. Here's my sweets. And I need to cross out half of those sweets. So I've got 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. So I know to half it, just need to put a line down the middle, don't I? And there needs to be an equal amount on each side. So let's just check that there's an equal amount. 1, 2, 3. 3 on that half. 1, 2, 3. There's 3 on that half. So I need to cross out half of each of the objects. 1, 2, 3. That's just what you need to do in your book on question number 2. On question number 2. Right then. You could also, if you wanted to, we've got some sweeties, and the easier way to do it, we've got little boy and a little girl. You could share them. Oh, sorry, children, I'm still on the pen. You could share them out, okay? So you could do one for you, one for you. If you weren't sure on where half was, doing it on your board, you can get 2 teddies at home, and you could share out something with them, okay? It might be a sweetie, it might be a pasta, might be cups, anything. So we can work it out that way by sharing them. Okay, and again, here's another one. So let's share these sweets. And the most important thing is to make sure that they are equal. So each person has to have the same amount. So you can have a sweet. You can have a sweet. You can have a sweet. One for you. 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 Let's just count them. So he has got 1, 2, 3, 4, 5 sweets there. And she has got 1, 2, 3, 4, 5 sweeties there. Okay. So if I was having to cross out half, just like question 2 says, I would know that I need to cross out 5, because we know that they are in 2 equal groups. They have 5 and they have 5. 2 equal groups. We are crossing out half of them. Okay? Excellent. Right, now, next one. Write half of each number. So if we look at question 3, we've got the number and we need to halve it. Now that can be really tricky if we don't show workings out, okay? So what I would say you need to do, put a line down your whiteboard again, like this, okay? And we're going to do 12. So 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, 11, 12. So we've shared out 12 equally. We want to know what half is. So we know that half means we need to share it by 2. So all I need to do now is count down the one side, because they both have equal amounts on each side. So we need to count down one side. 2, 4, 6. We know that half of 12 equals 6. Let's do the next one together. Ooh, now we've got 10 here. Okay, we've got 10. So let me line down here. We're going to halve 10. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10. Let's count how many. We only need to count one half, remember, because we're halving it. So you've got 10. Half of 10 is 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. Half of 10 is 5. Last one. The last one for us now. And there's 14. Okay, 14. So you'll need to halve your whiteboard again. Oh, Mrs. O'Keefe's going to have to do this small. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, 11, 12, 13, 14. We're going to count them. We've got 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7 on that side. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, and 7 on that side. So we know that half of 14 is 7. Fantastic. Well done, you two. So in your books, you have got exactly the same as what we've just done on the board. Have a go and make sure you send it in to me.